What's up, Cardfighters? Today I bring you a deck profile for Lianorn Premium. I'm finally getting to this. It's just been hectic with work and all that, and the holidays coming up. I know I've been working on this deck for a while, but this is one I'm more comfortable with of the list I'm about to show you. There's probably better ways to take this deck with Mega Colony and with the new stuff coming out in a few weeks. So this is going to be a short one. There's not going to be any combo plays like I normally do because I really haven't put as much time as I would like to admit. Again, this is just a list I'm comfortable with recording for, as I have a couple of other deck profiles I'm trying to work on and fine-tune at the same time. So other than that, let's hop right into it. For my Gray Zeros, I'm running 3 draw PGs, 1 overdressed draw trigger where when it's placed on Guardian Circle, if your opponent's Vanguard is Gray 3 or greater, it gets 5k shield. The red OT, 4 stride crits, 3 dark face crits, and obviously a V starter which is ran for almost all of premium decks. The reason why I'm opting out for an extra draw over the crit is in case you have to use Lianorn's skill to get drive, you can potentially make up for it with just an extra draw trigger in the deck. I'm going with the red OT to try and make this deck as aggressive as it can be with a potential restander or calling a card in the middle of the battle phase. Other than that, that's really it for the Grade Zeros. Let's hop on over to the Grade 1s. For my Grade 1s, I'm running 2 Rolocks, 3 V Dorcas, 1 G Dorcas, 3 Mushrooms, and 3 High Class Moth. Rolocks in the deck to help defensively, since we're in the History Collection format now. So when your opponent goes to stride, you can at least try and reduce the amount of damage you get off of it, since it's a free PG if you're at Grade 2 or less. Little Dorcas is just a top 5 searcher. Grab a Grade 3, discard 1. The G Dorcas is an obvious reason why I am running OG Darkface in the deck to try and set up myself for first stride while my opponent's at Grade 2. I'm running 3 Mushrooms to help build up Soul, give me tokens, and by building up Soul, it helps prepare for Darkface's GB2 and any other skill that has a Soul Blast cost. High Class Moth, as I say in every video, is a staple card for Mega Colony. I always run it at 3. It just rests itself to bottom deck a normal unit and countercharge 1 and stops unit from intercepting. Other than that, that's really it for the Grade 1s. Let's hop on over to the Grade 2s. For my Grade 2s, it's a little bit wonky with the ratios, but this is where I found myself comfortable with. I'm running 3 oranges, 2 tide lines, 2 maples, 2 giraffas, and 3 sweet cocktails. Orange helps get you a token on call, so it can help you with, if you ride Lianorn first, to help you get the triple drive and all that. Get you a free booster as well. I'm loving Tide Line in any deck that has Persona Ride first Okea. Just being able to Soul Blast 1, give himself another unit, an extra 10k helps the deck a lot, or any of the decks a lot. Maple is in the deck because you get intercept, then when you ride or stride, she comes out. So she's always a consistent body that comes onto the board. And not bad if you have to pitch her in a Grade 1 for stride, she'll just come right back. Giraffe is another good card. Just on attack, counter blast 1, 5k for every rested rearguard your opponent controls, with the potential to draw you a card if that requirement is met. And then all units in his column on your opponent's side of the field cannot move nor intercept, so it prevents them from column swapping and whatnot. 3 sweet cocktails, a great ride target, right on top of her, cradle a unit. When she's placed on Guardian Circle, or if she's attacking a Grade 2 or greater Vanguard, Soul Blast 1. Your opponent chooses to retire a standing rearguard. If they do not, you get to draw and give your whole front row 5k. So it helps give you offensive pressure and defensive pressure. So I really like her a lot. She's good on both offense and defense. Other than that, let's hop on over to the Grade 3s. For my Grade 3s, I'm running 4 OG Lianorn, 2 Darkface, 2 Hell Demise, and 4 Heal Guardian. Darkface is plain simple. It's a History Collection unit, so it can help you stride while your opponents are Grade 2 or less on first ride. Hell Demise helps initiate a 5th attack while on the Ghidorah, stride and all that stuff. And he also helps rest a unit that is in stand on your opponent's side of the board, so that way it can help get a little Dorcas to get an extra 5k if you're missing 1. Heal Guardians are Heal Guardians, helps in the early game. It's a Grade 3 that you can discard for stride and all that stuff, so very useful. So the reason why I am running with OG Lianorn instead of the new one and all that, because this Lianorn doesn't need a counterblast, it is just a Soul Blast and a discard, and you get to get the drive checks and all that stuff off her. She's boosted by 3 units. Also, she has a rearguard skill to when she is boosted, she gets an extra 5k, which helps her be more versatile, whether on Vanguard or Rearguard. So that's why I'm running it. When I build most of my decks nowadays, I try to put as little counterblast in the main deck as possible, and I look at other units to try and benefit off of that. Other than that, let's head on over to the strides. For my G-Zone, I'm running 4 Gridoras, 2 Jaggy Devils, 1 Cyclone, 2 Malajantis, 1 Overwhelm, 1 Messiah, 1 Featherwall, 2 Crew Evils, 1 Griseford, 1 Relish Lady. 4 Gridora is obvious reasons. It's the only good card in all of Meta-County's G-Zone that is consistent, where all of our other strides just really don't do anything. She helps stun the stand phase, so your opponent cannot stand their Vanguard or Rear Guards. They cannot Superior Call except from the hand nor G-Guard. Then on attack, she calls a grade 3 from the deck to extend your attack to 4 or 5 with Demise. 2 Jaggy Devils, because if you go into Dark Phase, you can Superior Stride Jaggy Devil, which flips a copy of himself and grants you 2 gift markers if you got no gifts this fight. So he's just there for the Dark Phase play. Cyclone to help give your tokens an extra 5k power, so your tokens are 10k boosters, which can help push for a little bit bigger numbers. 2 Malajantises to help consistently decrease your opponent's Vanguard's power by 10,000. If not, he's going to kill a standing unit. You're going to countercharge and draw 1. He also helps build soul, because when he's in the G-Zone, he eats a Rear Guard into the soul to reduce the opponent's Vanguard by 10,000 power. The 1 Overwhelm is just in case if you're losing on resources. You can draw as many cards as are the number of rested Rear Guards your opponent controls. So you draw 1 to 5, 6, 7, 8 if they're Excel deck. And if there's only 1 or less units at rest, you get to go critical and drive, which is also good for some aggressions. Not all decks will let you get the crit and drive. The Harmonics Messiah is a staple in all of Standard. It's only a 1-of. You can only have 1, but if you're going second, not only do you get a quick shield, you also get a Guardian shield of 20,000 shield value from him. So just riding from grade 1 while going second, you get 25k shield in hand. Featherwall is a free 25k shield if her requirements are met, so no Counterblast or Soul Blast for that. Crew Evil, when it's placed on the Guardian Circle, Soul Blast 1, it gets 30,000 shield value. Your opponent may rest Rear Guards to reduce its shield value by 10,000 for each unit rested. So that can help interrupt your opponent plays on how they want to attack, because if they're trying to push more, you're doing a 1-card block pretty much. Griseford, when your opponent's Vanguard attacks on Guardian Circle, Counterblast 1, rest the whole back row, and she gets 5k for every 2 units at rest. Help slow down your opponent's aggressive turn as well, because they might need the boosters to put on pressure. There are some units still running around that says when this unit boost, do X, Y, Z, or like the new grade 2 promos that every clan is getting, they say when they are boosted, you pay the cost and they do X, Y, Z effect. So help slow down those promos. And then 1 Relish Lady, when your Vanguard is being attacked by your opponent's Vanguard, on Guardian Circle, flip a G-Guardian face up. Your opponent chooses 2 units and rest them. If they cannot, you draw, Soul Charge, and Counter Charge. So good to try and get resources back. Also interrupts your opponent's plays. If your opponent has 1 or less standing Rear Guards when they swing with the Vanguard, it is just a guaranteed draw, Soul Charge, Counter Charge. Other than that, that's really it for the deck profile. As I said at the beginning, there's no combo plays that I can show off. Because of everything that's been going on, I haven't really had much time to put attention into this deck, as I would like to admit. I will eventually update this deck down the line, along with every other previous deck list that I have done, but only once I get caught up with all the other deck profiles I have in the work. So yeah, that's a lot of work I have ahead of me. I really don't play Vanguard as much because my work schedule and not having a locals around me to practice with. Lianorn is one of the decks I really did find interesting for premium, but kind of fell off in favor of Roroa. But that's really it. I hope everybody stays safe out there. And with it being Thanksgiving tomorrow or today, depending on when this video goes up, I hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving and holiday for everybody else. So stay safe out there, card fighters. Until the next video.